Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Is Mexico reaching the semifinals of the Copa America? And the reason I'm asking is not because I've gone insane, but because the executive president of the FMF, Ivar Cisniega, has said that this is the goal. And to be honest, judging by his wording, al menos a semifinales, there's a small part of this man that thinks we're going to be in the final. In this video, I'm going to be giving y'all my thoughts on this. Do I actually think it's realistic that Mexico makes a semifinal? We're going to get into it. But before I do, guys, if you like videos about the Mexican national team in English, make sure you hit subscribe. And not just that, if you like videos about CONCACAF and especially the Copa America, I need you to hit subscribe because we're going to be doing a ton of videos leading up to the tournament, live watch-alongs, all that good stuff. Stick around. So back in the day, Mexico making the semifinals of the Copa America was actually a pretty regular occurrence. In fact, at the first 5 Copa Americas that Mexico was invited to, we made the semifinals 4 times. Isn't that a little crazy? 4 out of the first 5, we were in the semifinals, minimum runners-up twice. Yo, Mexico used to be cold. Unfortunately, things have gotten a little rough since then, and in our last 5 Copa appearances, we've only been to semifinal once, and that was in 2007. Not just that, but the last Copa America game that we saw Mexico play in was honestly the worst game of my life. Chile 7, Mexico 0. Genuinely had me in a deep depression for several weeks, and to be honest, guys, I'm just ready to exercise those demons. I'm not expecting us to win the Copa America. I'm not delusional. I feel like I'm pretty realistic with Mexico, but I need to see a performance that makes me forget that Chile game ever happened. Now, could that be a potential rematch against Chile in the quarterfinals? Please, God, make it happen. I want all the Chilean smoke, bro. Now, obviously, to get to the semifinal once again, that means we have to win the quarterfinals matchup. And depending on how Mexico does in the group stage, we could either finish runner-up and likely play Argentina, not good, or we could win the group and probably be looking at, honestly, it could be Canada, Chile, Peru, maybe even Trinidad. I don't know at this point. For those of you who don't know, Mexico is playing Ecuador, Venezuela, and Jamaica in the group stage, and their record against each of these opponents in the last 5 games is as follows. Ecuador, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Venezuela, 2 wins, 3 draws, 0 losses. And Jamaica, 3 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses. Honestly, the record overall against any opponent we would have either in the group stage or in the quarterfinals isn't that bad. I was looking at Peru, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Chile, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Canada, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Trinidad, 3 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses. And then Argentina, 1 draw, 4 losses. Damn, man. Now, before y'all jump in the comments and start saying that we're invincible, we're back, we're going to lift the Copa trophy, our record in just the last game against these possible 8 opponents is 3 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. So it's kind of average. If Mexico's going to make the semifinals, then really they need to win the group, okay? We need to avoid Argentina until the semifinals, and then it's in God's hands at that point. And if we're going to win the group, that first matchup against Jamaica, I mean, y'all, it needs to be 3 points. I don't really see a scenario where we draw Jamaica or, God forbid, lose and still somehow win the group, you know? I think we could draw the Reggae Boys and still finish second and go through, but then that likely means Argentina, and yeah, I don't want to keep talking about that. The boogeyman of the Mexican national team, without a doubt. So if Mexico takes care of business against Jamaica, and I expect them to, I think we actually match up very well against Jamaica. I think we neutralize their strengths very well. Then we got Venezuela next up. Now, I know that Venezuela had become the doll of CONMEBOL. I know that everybody's buying stock in the national team. Not the Venezuelan economy, unfortunately for them. Just the national team. But I think Mexico can also get 3 points in this game. Venezuela are still very much a counterattacking team. Now, they've become proficient at that. But outside of Maturin, they still largely look pretty pedestrian, and it's going to be an away game for them. Unless Lozano has an absolute howler with the lineup and, I don't know, like starts Sepulveda or something, I think we can also get 3 points here. Which means going into the final game against Ecuador, the most difficult opponent in the group stage, Mexico should have 6 points. Now, hopefully at this point, Ecuador have already dropped points somewhere, either against Jamaica or Venezuela, and we don't even need a 3 points to finish top of the group. I think if we can get a draw against Ecuador, and I'm not saying we should play for a draw, I'm just saying if we don't win and we walk away with 1 point, we'll have 7 total. That should be enough to win the group. And then at that point, we are most likely looking at either Chile, Peru, or Canada in the quarterfinals. If it's Canada, I'm sorry, you gotta beat those boys. I am very bearish on this Canadian team since John Herdman departed. I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep the hot streak that they had going, and I would be very confident Mexico win and then do make a semifinal. If it's Peru, I think that Mexico could also beat Peru. I don't know much about their new managerial situation, but I don't think this national team is very good at the moment. Now, Peru, for whatever reason, always gets up at the Copa America. This would not be an easy game. I would not expect Mexico to blitz any of these teams 4-0 or anything like that. I mean, it's going to be ugly, guys. Regardless of who it is, it's going to be ugly. And the final possible opponent would be Chile. Now, prior to Ricardo Gareca assuming the managerial position there, I would have felt very, very comfortable. And I've already said it multiple times, I want revenge. But now, getting revenge looks a little bit more difficult because Ricardo Gareca, say what you will about what he did with Vélez recently. I know his club stint didn't go very well the second time around. This man knows how to win at the Copa. He knows how to take a team that might not be incredible and somehow get them in the Copa America final. Now, can he do that again with this Chilean side that is truly on their last leg? Unlikely, but possible. I know that Mexico might have the home field advantage in terms of the crowd, but this is Gareca's stomping ground. This is going to be, what, his 4th or 5th Copa America? The man has a better record in the Copa than he does in World Cup qualifying. I mean, he just knows how to get it done. I say all of that to say, if Mexico wins the group, I do expect them to make the semifinals, which is kind of funny because I would not consider Mexico a top 4 team in the Americas right now, but just looking at the bracket, looking how it would play out, that's how it would go down. And it would be in that semifinal match that we would likely see Argentina again, unless they somehow get upset by an Ecuador or a Venezuela, which could happen. But am I going to place that bet? Hell no. The Argentina matchup in the semis just sucks, man. I mean, we literally cannot beat this national team. We can't. And if we somehow got it done, make no mistake, it's one of the greatest Mexican victories. I'm not going to say ever, but certainly this century. So to bring this baby full circle back to where we started, could Mexico make a semifinal? I think the answer is yes. Honestly, I would give us about a 50% chance. But that 50% chance is only if Mexico wins the group, baby. If we finish runner-up and we play Argentina in that first knockout game, it's lights out. Se acabó. It's done. We might as well not even do a live stream for that. Now, we are going to do a live stream for that game, and I'm sure that Connor's going to be acting a fool, sipping Malbec straight out the bottle while I am slowly consumed by a dark sadness. A dark sadness that can only be bestowed upon someone who is a Mexican national team fan. And, you know, I'm sure it'll be great content for all of you guys who are neutrals out there. I mean, and the rest of my Mexican brothers and sisters. It's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one when that goes down. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Mexico's going to make a semifinals? If not, where do you see us finishing? Do you see us getting grouped? Final, lifting that trophy, baby, quarters? Let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like in the video. Check out our social media links as well so you know our live stream schedule. Link in the description. Y'all are awesome, and I'll see y'all in the next one.